What up, kids, and welcome to another episode of the Q Decent Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at Q Decent Podcast. You can find clips of the show on Instagram at QDECEPOD. That's QD's Pod. You can find clips of the show also on TikTok at Qds. That's KYOODS. Anyway, guys, fuck social distancing, man. That shit's over. This shit is fucking over. I still have to do it at work, but that's okay. Dude, I'll socially distance when I'm dead. 6 feet under, 6 feet apart. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm sick of it. I want to give you a hug. I want to fucking love people again, you know? I want to see your face. Look at your fucking mouth and nose. Dude, I miss people's mouths and noses. I want to give somebody a kiss. Anyway, you guys, you know, I don't know if anybody else experiences this, but a lot of my memories from back when I was young, they are actually from the point of view of being half of everybody else's height. It's pretty weird. Like, I remember, and as soon as I thought of this, I thought back on where I had these visual memories, and I thought of two places, and I couldn't think of any more. I'm sure there are lots more, but the two places were Hy-Vee, that's a grocery store in Iowa City, the First Ave Hy-Vee, and Paul's, that I believe that store is closed now. I told a story, did I tell that? I may have told a story on this podcast about running into a dude at Paul's. I don't remember, but that memory was from half the height. I was waist level on adults, man. I was a little kid, and that's how my memories look. And so I was wondering if other people experience the same thing. So, yeah, dude, if you have memories from shorter than you are now, tell me about it. Hit me up. You can send an email to qdecentpodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet me at qdecentpodcast. I'm sure you knew that already. So I was walking the dog. I've been walking the dog every morning or going on a run without the dog. Just sort of gets me going, you know. It makes my day a lot better. And if you don't think going on a walk in the morning is going to make your day better, you're wrong. Anyway, I was walking the dog and I saw a little baby mouse. It was probably like, I don't know, half a mile down the path. And it was about the size of my, like, thumb from the knuckle up. Like, it was that big. And it was the shape of a thumb, too. And it was so adorable. And the dog did not notice it. That dog is so stupid. Bless his heart. I love Charlie. He was in my room for a recording a few weeks ago or a few days ago, and depends on when I post this episode. He started to lick my foot, and I said, "Fuck off, Charlie," I think, and I'll have to bring him on the podcast sometime so y'all can see him. Maybe I'll put a picture up before this episode. Anyway, I was walking the dog. I saw this baby mouse running. It was running for quite a while, actually, on the actual path. Like, it's a concrete path in the woods, man-made as fuck. So, on the edge of the concrete path, I saw the mouse just, like, running. He would go into the grass for a second and then come back out. Almost like he was trying to decide if I could see him, if I was aware of his presence. And I was, man. I saw you. I saw that little fucker. He stayed with me for probably, like, 15 feet. 5 yards. Same thing. And then I walked really far with the dog. We went all the way to this bus station. We took a path all the way to the bus station, which I didn't know the path led to. Turned around and walked back. And about half a mile in, on my way back, I saw another baby mouse. It was exactly the same size, but pretty far away from each other when I saw them, so. And he was going the opposite way, too. Like, he was running along with me again. It was very strange. Oh, my. Just made all my text smaller. I can still read it. It was very strange that there was two of them. They were exactly the same size. I don't think it could have been the same one. But, yeah, I think it was just, like, a nice, beautiful morning. And all the little baby mice wanted to come out and run along the path with me. And that was really sweet. It's quite a crazy time we're living in, guys. It's really weird. And this is interesting. I play this video game with some friends from all over the world. Like my homie Reno, he lives in Texas, and I have a couple of friends that play who live in Florida. I got a couple of friends who play that live in Kentucky. I talked mad shit about Kentucky the other day. Anyway, I got a text one day from Reno. He said, "Hey, can you do me/Joe? I'm not sure where Joe lives. A solid, probably like Greenland or something. Can you do me or Joe a solid and log on, find this item, and give it to him?" So he wanted me to log on to a video game, get a virtual item, a little collection of pixels basically, and trade it to another player in game. Only after I got on and did it did I find out that this was a much more convoluted process than I actually thought. So there's a guy, Mike, and that's a fake name. Joe and Reno are actually real names, but so Mike needed this item. Mike, he's in Florida, I believe, told Joe in Greenland, Joe's not in Greenland, that he needed an item that Reno had. After that, Joe told Reno, and Reno told me, because Reno thought that Joe needed the item, right? After that, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing anything. I logged on. I tell Joe that I am here, I got the item, I'm ready to give it to you. And Joe tells me that it was for Mike. And then I went and told Reno, oh shit, it's not even for Joe, it's for Mike. And Reno said, LMAO. And dude, I just thought that was crazy. Mike tells Joe, Joe tells Reno tells me, I tell Joe, and then Joe tells me it's for Mike. And then I tell Reno it's for fucking Mike. I tell Reno that Joe told me it was for Mike. And dude, most of the human beings who have ever existed could have never fathomed that something like that could happen. We all live in 4 different fucking places. And that was such a convoluted thing. It wasn't even a real thing. A little collection of fucking pixels, dude. I don't even remember what it was. And like, it just like could not have happened in any other time or in so many people's lifetimes. And I just thought about that for a little bit. It blew my mind, man. We live in a wild time. A few episodes ago, I talked about, this was towards the beginning of the show, I talked about my old friend Alex that I used to live with and how he went off to prison and I needed the RuneScape password. Well, dude, I'm never getting that RuneScape password because Alex is out of jail, out of prison, and he doesn't remember it. But dude, we just talked for a while and everything's good, and that was really cool. I guess when he went to jail, he had been hanging out with my last guest, or my first guest, Aaron Romano, and I actually have not recorded that episode yet, so we're gonna ask him a little bit about it, see if he can remember anything, because like I'd said before, well, I actually didn't bring up that it was Aaron Romano, but I brought up that Alex had brought a friend over to my house and taken a bunch of pills and done some questionable things. Alex ended up in jail for it, but that other dude who was there was Aaron Romano. He doesn't really remember it, supposedly, but we're gonna ask him about it. And we're gonna put that episode out before this one. And that's fine, that's okay. I'm doing it out of order. Yeah, man. He's out of jail though, and he's great. He's doing good. He's good, man. So he says I can tell stories about what happened with us before he went off to jail, and that's exciting, man. And I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it right now, but when they come to me, I will tell them. And dude, when I was a kid, kids do stupid shit. Kids have crazy ideas, stupid, ridiculous ideas, right? I had this idea that I was gonna avoid the copyrights. I was gonna set up a video camera and film my TV at home while the Star Wars Episode 1 played. And actually it was Episode 3. and I was gonna film it, and then I was gonna have it on my camera, and I don't know what I was gonna do with it, man, but I really wanted to do it, and I set it up, we were going, it was all good. Then Angus, that piece of shit, he kept coming up behind the camera and saying, "I'll do your sister." And I was so upset with him, dude. I was so frustrated that he would not let me get a perfect recording of Star Wars. Wasn't gonna get a perfect recording anyway because I didn't know how recording or audio works, but that's okay. And he said he was gonna do my sister. And he thought it was just hysterical, and now I do too, and I can share it with you. Dude, fuck. We're switching gears quickly here, but fuck anybody who ever said, "I need you to promise me." If you can remember yourself saying, "I need you to promise me," just fuck off right now, please, because that's not, it's not a promise, man. If you're making somebody promise some shit to you, that's not a real promise, and you should know that, or you're dumb as fuck. Dude, I need you to promise me. That's like telling your kid, "I need you to promise me you're never gonna do drugs." Those kids always do drugs, man. "I need you to promise me you're never gonna cheat on me." Nobody ever said that to me, but if they did, I would laugh in their face and then probably go cheat on them. Dude, I have this memory when I was a kid, my grandpa, this is my dad's dad, he was talking to me and my brother about how my brother's air conditioning didn't work in his car, and he said, why don't you just use a 460 AC? And we were like, "What's that? What's that, Grandpa? What's a 460 AC? And he said, 4 windows down, 60 miles an hour. And then he laughed like a dad. And dude, I was driving the other day and I thought of that because it was hotter than fuck. And the sun was shining through my windows. My windows were all down. And as soon as I pulled out the parking lot, I came to a stoplight and I had to stop. And then my car got hot as fuck again right away. And that's why the 460 AC don't work, Grandpa. I know it was just a dad joke, but that's why the 460 AC don't work. Sometimes you gotta stop. And sometimes it's hot. And I haven't talked to my grandpa in a long time, and I've been trying to hit him up, and he hasn't been answering. I should just keep at it. I should just keep at it, man. And that's okay. That's totally fine, man. I hope he didn't get the coronavirus or anything. Anyway, moving on, I'm gonna close out with an idea. This is a theory of mine that I came up with earlier. And don't fucking light me up if I'm wrong, but I think there's something to this. So, a lot of people have gotten diagnosed with personality disorders who were also using a lot of drugs. Here's my theory, and this is based on my personal experience, and I guess sometimes I've talked to other people and they've said they've experienced similar things, but mostly it's from personal experience. Anyone who's really into drugs or really addicted to drugs, they got 2 personalities. They have the personality who will do whatever it takes to keep doing those drugs. And then they have the personality who's the baby that they were born as, the kid that they were born as who is not addicted to drugs and who just wants to be happy. And people get lost in their drug self. And I think once you get really into it, you have another side to you now. And I think that can maybe mimic symptoms and lead to misdiagnoses, or I think, of personality disorders, man. So if it were up to me, it's not up to me luckily, but if it were, I think it might be a good idea to let people... No, that doesn't work. Because even after you quit drugs, you still have a side of you that wants to do them for a lot of years. I mean, maybe let them sober up for 5 years and then see if they still are exhibiting symptoms of a personality disorder, multiple... I thought it was Borderline, that's what it is. Borderline personality disorder. I think there's a lot of people out there who don't actually have that. It's definitely a legit disease, dude, and a lot of people do have it. But I think it's possible that you can just get really into a drug and then that's your other personality, man. And just don't get addicted to drugs, dude. Just be you. That's my advice for today. Anyway, I have to get the fuck out of here and go make some money. So thank you for watching, and follow me on Twitter at QDecentPodcast. Clips of the show are on Instagram and TikTok. I don't really give a fuck about those. I just want you to follow me on Twitter. And I love you. Peace out, and thanks for watching.